Welcome to the Fall and Rise podcast. Today we are joined by Will. Will, can you please introduce yourself?
I'm Will Ellard. I'm a Paralympic GB swimmer. I'm two-time Paralympic gold medalist and silver medalist as well.
Wow. So you're two-time Paralympic champion. Can you talk to us about what it's like to be the top of your sport?
Yeah, it's been quite a good year last year, 2024. A bit more of a off year, not being the Olympic and Paralympic year. So yeah, it's pretty special to be there, the Paralympics, and yeah, just to be amongst the crowd and everything. So which is pretty cool, and yeah.
So obviously you've somewhat reached the height of what you could do, some would say. How did you get started? Is this a recent thing that you've taken up? Obviously, I would assume it's not. Can you tell us a bit about your journey?
Yeah, basically just started when I was younger, like everyone does when they swim or do any other sport. Um, but it's just, yeah, last 2 years it's come to me in the para swimming. Obviously, I'm intellectually impaired, so that's something to do with like autism or anyone that's had um, anything to do with their mind, brain, or nervous system, things like that. So, yeah, it's happened in the last 2 years. World Championships back in 2023 here in Manchester. That's where I am now. And then it's just gone from there really, and it's come up quite quick, like you say. So yeah, it's been pretty cool.
So you made your international debut in Manchester for the World Championships. You kind of burst onto the scene. You won a lot, like 3 medals, I think it was. How does it feel to go from your international debut to winning world medals?
Yeah, yeah, it was quite a long time ago actually. Good stat, 3 medals. Didn't remember that. But yeah, it was I missed out on gold on 200 freestyle by 0.04, which is literally in swimming terms probably like a fingernail, as you know, Jonah. So yeah, it's pretty. Then it pushed me on for the next year, and then I ended up winning it the next year by over 2 seconds. So yes, just that sort of setbacks, and yeah, pushed me on to the next thing.
What is the next thing? Because obviously you've got all these medals, you've won all these competitions. How does it get any bigger? Do you try and go further up somehow? Or are you going sideways, or are you sort of retracing
Yeah,
yourself
yeah,
backwards? What are you doing?
yeah. It's a good question. Just take it step by step. I think that's the best way to get better in sport, as long as you're enjoying it. No matter what you do, if that's jobs, anything. So I think just take it step by step, and you don't get too full of yourself. Just make sure you have a good network around you, family. And yeah, the next thing's Singapore in about a month's time. So just finished training now and come back. It's quite nice to speak to you, get my mind out of swimming, but also talk about it. So yeah, hard training at the moment, and then yeah, race at the end of September.
Italy, what's it like when you've had the announcement that you've been selected for Singapore
Yeah,
camps? What's going through your head about your training, your nutrition, all that? How are you managing all that?
yes, quite hard. Obviously, like there's certain times in swimming. You have to make a certain time to make a team, and if you don't make it, then sometimes they can select you under discretionary. I think it's something like that. It's cool. But luckily, I got 2 times, so I was basically guaranteed to go. And when they bring out the team, it's pretty special to be part of that and be like, oh, I'm actually going out there and racing for my country. Yeah, I think nutrition, like you say, is one of the main ones. Sleep, nutrition. I think other than the actual swimming part, that's the other main thing. Probably in all sports, really. So yeah, it's just making sure like I've even got a snack bar here for later, and then have pasta and things like that. Get ready for the session later, and yeah, just keep working hard.
100%. And you talk about how you train your body physically and how you
Yeah.
keep track with all your nutrition and things like that. What do you do mentally? Because what you're doing at a very high level. You're on an international and global stage with millions of people watching you at certain points. How do you keep yourself mentally in check?
Yeah, yeah, it is the main thing, like you say. Mentally as much as physically. I think when it comes to the competition side and the training side, it's more mental because you're pushing your body through so much, and I think you just, as long as your passion's there, then you know you're going to do well in the next session and gotta have good friends and things like that. So yeah, it's quite hard to keep on top of it. But yeah, it's hard to.
So you've obviously been in many world finals now. What's it like on that minutes before you walk out into your race? What's the nerves like? Can you explain that to someone that's never been in that situation?
Yeah, well, it's probably similar to you. Did you used to race back in the day? I think
Yeah, yeah.
was it Jonah? Yeah, race. So you probably know what it feels like. Even like so, there's certain levels, whether you're at regional, county, national, international, whatever the biggest one is, there you still get the same sort of nerves. But when it was in Paris, it was a whole lot of different because you got 15,000 people up in the crowd, and every single seat, bar probably one or two, is probably taken. So to be in that is pretty special. And walk out there, you look up and you got to realize you got to focus on the swimming rather than looking around really. So it is pretty yeah, it's pretty special. And yeah, you got to try and control your nerves, which is very hard. But also nerves are quite good as well to make you swim better. And yeah, like it's pretty special thinking of it now, remembering it. So
Yeah. I mean, Paris must have been absolutely incredible for you. Would you say that when you're walking out, there's anything in particular you do to sort of get in the zone, or anything that you do differently compared to normally when you're racing at perhaps a
yeah,
training session or a smaller race?
yeah, that's a very good question. Obviously when you go out to race and little galas, well, competitions, you think of just, oh, this is a training meet. My next one's the big one. But then when it actually comes, you're like, wow, uh, yeah, I've got to get ready. We've got to put you proper ready now. So I think it's just knowing that you're training, you've worked hard, and yeah, knowing that you've worked hard in training and you deserve to just go out there and race hard and race fast. And if you've done the work, then you know you're gonna race pretty well. So yeah, to walk out in front of a crowd and that is just, yeah, it's pretty surreal.
So would you say your sort of state of confidence perhaps and reassuredness comes from knowing that you put in the work?
Yeah, I think the last thing when you stood on that block, you're like, I've put in so many hours. Why would you give it away now? You stood there looking down, with your feet there, ready to go. It's complete silence. Well, it's not silence, but to me, it feels like silence because you're so focused on that. I can't hear anyone else except from just like the block moving or something like that. And you just think, right, I've done all that work. I've only got to do it for another 2 minutes rather than hundreds of hours, 200, 2,000 hours. Just 2 minutes, you just got to focus on one thing and yeah, you just want to give it your best.
Can you talk to us about what your training is like in a build up to those major competitions?
Yeah, so this year's been a bit different because it's obviously the Olympic and Paralympic off year. So they have a 3-year cycle going into the next one. So that will be the start of next year, 25, 26, 27 season. Then you go into the LA year, 2028. So yeah, I think this year is a bit more chilled out, but you still want to take the foot off the gas because you got people still there ready to race hard and race fast. So at the moment, it's looking about 8 sessions a week in the pool. I think all pre-pool put together, it's about 4 hours a week, and then in the pool, it's about 20 hours probably in the pool. If you work it out, and then gym about 4 hours a week as well. So yeah, if I don't know how much hours I work up to, 20, 26, 28, probably something like that. So it's quite a lot, but yeah, it's like it's basically my job basically. So it's just turning up and enjoying it, and yeah, it's pretty special to be as like a job and turn up every day and just have that passion and people around you that work hard as well. So wanting to get better every day.
100%. And you say in 3 years' time, there's the LA Olympics, Paralympics.
Yep.
So obviously, you've got 3 years until then. Obviously, you're still young, so it's very promising for you. But how do you keep yourself at the top of your game, knowing that
Yeah.
next big opportunity, I suppose you could say in some respects, is 3 years away, and you're going to have to keep on top of your game and keep at it for that long?
Yeah. Yeah, like don't know, to keep motivated is quite hard, but I think if you know, obviously it will eventually come round no matter what. So if I think of LA in 3 years' time, I'm like, that will soon come around, because if you think 3 years ago, now is 2022, and I can remember that very, very vividly. So another 3 years, it will be LA and just come around really quick. So that's the next aim, yeah, to try and make that, and just keep pushing, and yeah, hopefully I can get there and try and get more medals.
And you said just briefly a few minutes ago that the people you're around is very important. Obviously, you're surrounded by, I can only imagine, some incredible athletes who are all
Yeah,
working towards a sort of common goal. How would you say that impacts you, for the better, for the worse, or in what way would you describe
yeah,
that?
yeah. Like even being, I don't know, at the gym, anything like that. You're just pushing each other. I see my friend, they're like, oh, they're doing a good weight. You want to try and do that. It pushes you, it pushes them, and you're friends, but you're also competitors as well. So yes, you just gotta try and keep like the competitiveness in, and just keep it to yourself, and just try and focus on yourself as well. So just being around people that basically support you. I've got a really good family as well that support me. I'm in Manchester right now. I've just moved up here 2 weeks ago. Mum comes down, dad comes down. Um, so them to support me really helps me just focus on my swimming rather than focusing on like the other environment around me and things. So yeah, it's definitely important to have people there.
In the sense of like the world swimming scene, you're quite a young athlete. How do you manage all the pressures that come with being the top athlete?
Yeah. Um, that's quite a hard one because I've got a lot of people that are older than me, but yeah, I've got to try and basically like keep it into myself. I want to try and just do what's best for me. I don't want any pressure on myself. Obviously, being quite young, I always want to just push for more. I don't want to just stop there. I want to step to the next thing. Um, yeah, it's just take it step by step, and I think you just keep getting better and better. Like anything you do, any swimming level, any cycling level, running level, it's just as long as you enjoy it, you'll keep getting better and learn new things as well. So
100%. Obviously, you've got all your medals and you won different competitions, but you've also got a world record. Could you tell us a little bit about that? Because that's very interesting.
yeah, yeah. So the trials last year in April for the Paralympics, I matched the world record, 152.40. That was with Reese Dunn, who's from this country as well. I matched it, and I was like, oh yeah, I can do better than that. But to actually match it is pretty cool, and obviously same country. And then I went to Madeira. I was only point 0.2 out of that, so I was in Portugal for the Europeans. I wasn't tapered, wasn't shaved. Like swimming, you have to shave to make yourself quicker. Um, and then went into Paris, big training block, and obviously a big training block under my belt. Been Turkey, Berlin, big training meets as well. So yeah, then going into Paris, I knew I was in good shape. Had the 100 fly. I came second in that by point 0.2, which is probably about a finger's length, I'd say. The guy had longer arms than me, so yeah, I got to just try and keep ahead of him until like the last five, and then I think I know I'll be okay for the next time. But then the next 2 days were pretty hard because obviously a bit of a setback, but I knew like, yeah, I need to try and win that 200 free. So I went in there. I didn't think about the world record at all. I just thought, I know I can win that. I knew the world record was in play completely because how I swam the couple of days before. And went in there and broke it. It didn't actually say it on the scoreboard. It just said I won it. It said number one next to it. I was like, oh, okay. It's not a world record. I thought it said 153.3. So then I looked at it, and then it come up with like a WR in swimming. It has like a WR and then a yellow sign around it. And then yeah, it said that, and I was like, oh, it's pretty cool. So and then just thought of my family and everyone that's helped me. Yeah, and when I finished, I was just like, that's big relief.
When you're training and you're building up to a big event, mentally, what are you thinking? Are you thinking you're training to do your best? Are you training to get a medal? Are you training to absolutely dominate the competition? Because obviously you're at the top of your game. But is that just that happened by accident, or how did you get there? And what do you do mentally for these races and during?
Yeah, so I think well, myself, other people are obviously different. Everyone's different. So I think for me, it's just taking it step by step. Is as long as I do, as long as I learn something new every day, I can know that it's in the back of my mind. Especially in the last 2 years, being in the para world, I've learned so much within technique, within sets. Um, so yeah, just thinking of things that to do better, and yeah, I think the next steps just I don't know, try and make some big international teams, maybe even on the able-bodied side, so Olympic side. I'm not too far off. So yeah, just want to push to do that rather than trying to be stuck in one place for in my entire career. Try and open up to other competitions and other things around.
Wow. Your success last year it was very successful, and it was celebrated by you receiving an MBE. Can you talk to us
Yeah,
about what that was like?
yeah. So I didn't think I'd have it through because they only give it to a few. Normally, if you win a gold medal at Paralympics, they give it to you. But I think this year, because there were so many, they gave it to people that got world record and a gold medal. Obviously, world record and gold medal. And you have to do both. So to give it to me was pretty special, and yeah, to go there and look around, it's not like you imagine. It's just like a normal sort of home. It's not just like gold everywhere. It is gold, but it's not gold, if you know what I mean. But to be there and have it from Princess Anne, I had it from, was pretty special, and have cameras around you and to have a little chat to her was pretty cool. And then I went back for the I think it was homecoming or something like that again. And then I saw King Charles, which is very cool as well with all my teammates. So
Obviously, it's a tremendous
yeah, yeah,
and something you can always hold dear. Is there any sort of cool moments where you thought that experience I've just had has happened because I'm an MBE?
yeah. Well, obviously Instagram, I've put on it MBE next to it, and that might give me a bit more people, more followers. I don't know, but yeah, it's pretty cool to have that next to my name. When I've seen people before when I was younger with it, I was like, oh, they're quite important. So yeah, it's just opened up things around locally, in my hometown in Beccles, which is just near Norwich. I got the Freedom of Beccles, which you get if you get MBEs and good achievements. So basically, I think it means I can have like a herd of sheep or something. That's something back in the day. But yeah, it's opened up a lot of things for me, and brand deals as well.
Nice.
So you've obviously come onto the scene at a very young age. How have you dealt with the media pressure and the pressures like that?
Um, that's a good question as well. It's just like I'm talking to you, basically. Just speak to them like I'm talking to you, like just like a conversation. So just chill out and don't overthink too much stuff, and don't say something you can't say. Um, but yeah, it's just I think over time it'll get more and more like get better at it. The first start they would be like, "Oh, how was your race?" I'd just be like, "Good," and then I'd walk off, sort of thing. But now you get used to it, and it's kind of nice talking to them, and you know it's going to be put on TV, so you want to put your name out there as much as possible, and to also tell your family how much they mean to you and things like that. So
As we've already sort of touched on, you're very young. You're 19. You're the same age as us. So I mean, the things you've done already are just absolutely incredible. But you've got your whole life ahead of you. Where do you see yourself going in times to come? Because it seems like you hear ceiling in terms of I can't personally think of many things higher you can do. So now, where do you go?
well, I've got Commonwealth Games next year, so that should be pretty special. It was meant to be in Australia, Gold Coast, but unfortunately it's in Glasgow, I think. So, but again, like Birmingham last time, so I've my first Commonwealths, even though I've been racing for 2, 3 years now. And that's a 200 freestyle, which is my main event. That's the only event there for S14s like me. So yes, pretty in favour of myself. So yes, be pretty special and to have big crowd. That's the main aim for next year, and I'll be pushing even harder than Paris. Just having an off year and then reset and work hard into that.
That'd be amazing to have European, World, Olympics, and Commonwealth
Yeah,
medal. That'd be an incredible
yeah,
experience.
basically completed it. Basically, well, I'll try. I don't want to jinx it, but yeah.
Yeah. But how do you keep going? Like those days where it's really tough, you don't want to get out of bed, it's cold in the morning. How do you push yourself to keep going through that?
I think you just got to think of if I don't get out, then that could be that 0.01 like I had in 2023, or well, 0.04 it was. But you think if you do that 4 times, and that's how many times it is. So just waking up in the morning, obviously it might be quite cold. You want to stay in your warm bed, and it's still dark outside sometimes when you wake up. I used to wake up at 4:30 to go training. Now it's a bit more chilled out. I wake up at about 6:57. So then train at just 8 till 10. It's light outside, so yeah, you just got to think of you just got to get yourself up. It's your job. It's like not turning up to work one day, and yeah.
I've got a question that I want to know now. What do you do with all your medals?
So I was thinking of bringing them to this apartment here. I've got some Lego on the wall up here and stuff that I'm into, and a lot of plants. So yeah, they're all up there. But I keep them all at home as you go up the stairs. Mum used to have her like photos of family and stuff, but slowly it's got my medals on and things like that. So I've got them all lined up, and teddy bears that I've won over the years, trophies and things like that. As I walk down the stairs in the morning, sometimes it's dark, turn the land light on and just see them there and think that's what I've got to work towards, seeing the Paralympic medal there, being like, yeah, I want another couple of them, another 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's what you got to work at. And yeah,
That's amazing. So you've mentioned a few times that you've been unlucky with some of the races where you've finished less than like 0.1 of a second or something like that. Mentally, how do you come back from a loss that's that tight?
yeah, it was quite a hard loss. 100 fly probably last year was my biggest one, but I've come back definitely even stronger this year. My fly feels a lot better, and I'm thinking, what could I have done better last year to make myself win that medal? So you don't want to think of it too much because you can't change what's in the past. So you just got to take it, yeah, keep saying like step by step, and you just keep getting there. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. Then you can try again another day, try again another year. But you want to do as much as you can to try and get there, and you want to know that that was your best effort, and you can't change it.
The things you've achieved and the mindset behind it is absolutely incredible. But aside from just what motivates you, what fuels you, what makes you really take things to that next level day after day, swim after swim, medal after medal? Is it just because you want another medal to add to the collection? Or what is it deep within you that really, really pushes you?
Yeah, that's a good question. Obviously, I want the medals and stuff, but I don't think that's the main thing why I swim, everyone else swims, you swim. It's just the love for the sport, really. Especially swimmers, you just talk to them and they love it. They don't really talk about want to do this. I'm determined to do this. They keep it in. But yeah, very good question. We've been asked that, but yeah, just I think what you want to do is just yeah, it's a hard question to answer, but yeah,
Nice. So we have 3 set questions that we ask all of our guests.
yeah, okay.
And first one is,
Who inspired you?
I've seen you ask this before, so definitely got to be Michael Phelps, but there's a swimmer called Ben Proud here. Looked to him quite a lot. Very, very nice guy and very humble. So that's who I look up to be like. And you don't want to be too big-headed, so that's who I try and be. But you also want to be yourself. So yeah, it's definitely Ben Proud, 50 freestyler, world champion, a silver in Paris, 50 freestyle by 0.05. But he didn't look too bothered about it, but he might have inside. So yeah, it's just very. I like his mannerism and stuff. That's what I look up to. So
I mean, you should chase Michael Phelps with 23 medals.
yeah, I should try that in the para well. That's
Yeah,
actually pretty good.
I
Got
reckon.
3 now, maybe have a 5, 5, 5. Oh, it'd be quite hard to catch up.
Yeah,
But yeah,
Our second question is, if your younger self could see you now, what would they say?
I don't know if I'd see myself in the para world, but if my younger self saw myself as a para swimmer, they'd be like, "Oh, why?" Because I didn't think of it back then. It's just 'cause coaches and things saw traits and stuff. So um, yeah, I think be quite proud of myself and what I've achieved, and yeah, I think I'd even be looking up to myself when I was younger.
Extra question on just on what you've said. Are you glad that you made the switch from the like standard world to the para swimming world?
Yeah, yeah, it's a good question. So first of all, when I was this was back in 2022 in the summer, I didn't want to do paraswimming at all. I didn't even know about it. I didn't knew absolutely nothing. I was just like, oh, why would I want to do that? I can make it as an able-bodied swimmer. And my parents were like, well, it will help you because it will help you get to the next level because you have more support. So I just gave it a go. And then it takes a while to get classified in paraswimming. So started it in summer of 2022 and got it 2023. So it took about 6 months to get it. But yeah, and it just took off from there. Raced in Sheffield, Ponds Forge, a very nice venue. I walked onto poolside. I was just feeling like a normal open meet. I had banners up everywhere. There was people spectating, even from that weren't even swimmers' parents. Um, and yeah, it was just like normal able-bodied side, but just the para swimming side. And some of them are even more friendly because they've gone through a lot of things and they talk about it. And yeah, it's pretty cool.
If you had the opportunity, would you race internationally on the standard side?
Yeah. It'd be. I was thinking about it the other day actually. It'd be pretty good to see the difference, see how they treat you, see what the difference, because obviously you need wheelchair access, whether there'll be that and things like that. So it'd be pretty special to try and get on the able-bodied side. But I don't know if that will ever happen, but I'll give it my best. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. You just want to try and be as best as possible. And yeah.
Nice. Will, the final question we have for you is just a message for anyone who's listening to this episode.
Just follow your dreams, and just do what you love, and then that's what you want to do, whether that even be sport, whether that be working. Just try and work up to that dream. If you don't get there, then doesn't mean the end of the world. Just enjoy what you do, and yeah, I think that's the main thing. You can enjoy life and just be happy.
Wow, that was amazing.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thanks,
Thank
you.
you.
Cheers.
Thanks.